Here we go then, the beginning of my F1 23 My Team career mode starts here. Now I'm not going to lie, my objective with this series is to try and hit 100,000 subs with it and reach the subscriber plaque, which I'm very much aiming for this year. Now guys, if you are a returning viewer and you're excited about the return of my team, like the video and show your support. If you are a new viewer and you've seen my videos from time to time or watching for the first time, get subscribed for daily F1 content and for when the first race drops in a couple of days' time. So the purpose of this video, guys, is to drop some polls, and also I want some general feedback from you in the comments down below. Now, one thing I want to make a disclaimer on and be very clear about, I have my own ideas of what I want to do, but this is basically to understand what you guys would like. And in the case of, a 50-50 poll or a 55-45, a close one, I may go with my own instinct, but if it's a landslide or a very clear favourite choice, then I'll go with what you guys have to pick for. So number one on the list is going to be the calendar length. So season 1, what do you want to see? 10 races, 16 races, or 23? There'll be a poll down below in the comments. Now besides the poll, I have some other information I want to get from you guys if possible. So do you want to see tracks like France, China and Portimao be involved? Let me know in a comment. Now the second thing I have on the list, and this is going to be linked to further points down the line, so pay attention. The first one is going to be the sponsorship. So a poll down below, do you want me to pick a sponsor that is the best looking, the hardest to achieve as a goal, maybe the easiest to achieve as a goal, or something that's balanced and realistic? Depending on your guys' preference, I'll pick a sponsor adequate to that choice. We then go to engine supplier. This one is pretty much as simple as it gets. There'll be a poll down below with, of course, Renault, Red Bull powertrains, Ferrari and Mercedes. Pick your choice and that will be the engine. Now bear in mind, I mentioned before, things kind of work in one. So depending on what sponsor we get and what profit or value we have or margin of cash, that will dictate our engine, and also the next point, our teammate. I have two options for you. Do you want me to go for an F2 young driver or pick one of the icons? Again, this all depends on what's possible with the cash flow. I believe it's most likely going to be an F2 driver, but we'll see what happens. The next point I want to address is mods. So you guys know I like a mod and I like to experiment. Do you want me to bring mods in straight away? If so, it will be fairly light. I won't go too heavy, at least not at the start. Option 2 is just to keep the game playing and wait until season 2, which is when things should hopefully pick up. So let me know what you think down below. There'll be a poll, and also if you want to add some feedback in written form, let me know. My 2 cents on this one is I'm keen on waiting until season 2. I might do some slight light mods in season 1. Ideally, I'd like maybe a 16 race season, so not too long, because we may have to take some pain with a poor car, and then for season 2 really kind of ramp it up, but that is just my opinion. Point 5, and this one is an interesting one. So we've done the sponsor, the engine and the teammate, but should we as a team, so 97 Racing, should we have a backer? Now by that I mean, for example, BMW, Andretti, Audi, Peugeot, whatever you guys can think of, get creative. Do you want to see that? I'll have a yes or no poll, and then I want you guys to elaborate in the comments in terms of, do you think we should have some sort of a backer, or should it be just a completely individual kind of, private project, 97 Racing on its own? Point number 6 is going to be R&D points. So this one is quite interesting. Number 1 is, do we go default and keep things stock value for season 1? Bear in mind there's going to be another season, so we may reevaluate for season 2. Point number 2 is to buff the AI, so to make them stronger but keep ourselves baseline on performance and R&D points and acclaim. Option 3 is to keep the AI baseline and then actually sabotage or nerf ourselves. And number 4 is to basically wait until season 2 and keep ourselves default throughout season 1. I was debating to do a poll or not, and I think I'm not going to do one because I want a bit of feedback on this. And for this one, I want you guys to also thumbs up the comments that you may see that may already say what you were going to say, so I can see visually what's popular and what's not popular. So For the colour scheme, what should we do? Now, bear in mind that the previous poll of possibly having a backer may influence the livery colour scheme, and I may do some light modding to make that work. So bear that in mind. Anyway, the colours of my channel are two colours. A very dark grey, almost black, and then a very bright electric blue. So besides that, are there any colours you'd like to see me maybe add as a third colour to the branding, to the team? Or maybe, for example, have like a two-tone blue, so mess around with some different blue colours and make it a bit more interesting. Or again, link it into the previous point. Maybe your backer, your fantasy backer in this scenario, has a set brand colour which you'd like me to run. So guys, let me know in the comments down below. Now that aside, I'm just going to quickly recap a few things that will be set in stone. So 110 AI, 50% races, the occasional 100%, which I'd like to do, but no promises. Also, sprint rounds will be a thing, however, I may reduce the amount, and if there is a sprint weekend, I will make the qualifying short qualifying, which was very successful in my McLaren career mode. Now, generally, my idea or what I'm thinking for this series is to have, in my preference, this is my opinion, and you guys can, give your own. Don't feel you have to agree with me on this one. I would like to do probably a 16 race first season with a few surprise rounds in there. Also, it means we get through the slow first season a bit quicker and through the pain. There will most likely be a regulation change for season 2, I think, which that's when we can possibly introduce the R&D points cap, or increase the AI depending on what you guys choose and make it a bit harder and start to make things interesting. Also for season 2, bring more mods in, possibly custom calendars, so it's not the same old boring sequence, to really help the series work. Now, again, I want to stress, I don't want to, for lack of a better term, I'm going to say it, I don't want to blow my load all at once on this one in terms of the mods. If I bring all my creative ideas to season 1, there's going to be nothing left for season 2, 3 or 4. So understand that I want to kind of space things out and make the series interesting long term, which is very important to me. The final point I want to make is that this series won't last until the end of the game. I don't intend to just drag this on for the sake of it. Once I feel like we've completed it and I've kind of hit the peak and I've achieved what I want to achieve, and the views maybe start to drop a bit, I don't want to have to continue it for the sake of doing so. So basically it will be not short and sweet, but it's not going to be lasting forever. So I want you guys to enjoy every episode and savor it and make the most of it. But there we go, guys, that is it for this video. It's basically just getting some feedback from you guys in the comments and trying to get a bit of an understanding of where you're at, and hopefully this series is a lot of fun and successful. At the end of the day, it's just basically another My Team, just like other creators or just like on last year's game, but hopefully we can get creative, make our own little universe and have some fun with it, and also keep it realistic at the same time. So guys, like, subscribe. The first episode will likely go out in 48 hours time, so hopefully if this is Tuesday, possibly on Thursday, I'd like to get the first episode out. So yeah, until then, hopefully guys, look forward to it. I'm looking also giving it a couple of days to see what the comments and the feedback are on this video as well. So yeah, hopefully guys, look forward to it, and I'll see you in the first round. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me. As always, a shout out to the members, and check out the videos on screen, and yeah, we'll see what happens in this My Team career mode.